So the first thing that I did is I put the chicken that I had at like 4 chicken breasts. Like I said, I normally don't prep this much food, but I ended up defrosting all of it and it's just been in my fridge, so I want to cook it before it goes bad. I'm cooking half of the flank steak that I actually got, but an important tool that I use is scissors. Scissors are our favorite best friend when I am dealing with a bunch of meat, because you know how long it would have taken me to actually cut that and put that in there? Probably like a half an hour, but guess what? It took me like probably like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the steak so you guys can see, and then I think I'm gonna cook some potatoes because rice has just not been filling me up lately. I don't normally like rice. I like potatoes more, or I like yams. So I think I'm gonna make some yams, and I think I'm gonna make some potatoes if I have so much. I think I do, red potatoes. But I'm gonna show you guys how I cut up this steak, because this is normally how I prep my meals for a few days. It makes it a lot easier. Okay, so today I will be using this organic extra olive oil, and I got it from Trader Joe's. I do use olive oil like on everything. Also the Santa Maria seasoning, it's like a steak rub thing. And then garlic salt. I'm pretty plain normally when it comes to seasoning, but I forgot that I had bought this at Whole Foods, so I'm gonna try this. Well, I've actually tried it a couple times, but I'm gonna try it on the steak. I haven't tried it on steak, but it's really, really good. I love my garlic salt. Garlic salt is like everything to me. Love, love garlic salt. I'm never shy with my garlic salt. Yes, gains. So I wanted to say something real quick, because there's so many fitness channels out there now that I've realized, and there's so many ways of doing things, and I feel like people get so confused on like how to start, where to start, all that. So I say start with the basics, like how I eat chicken, steak, and fish normally, or turkey. Those are like your, and eggs. Those are like your 5 main protein sources. And I mean, for me, it's very easy because when I cook in bulk like this, it's easier for me not to like want to go out and eat, or not to, you know, because I feel like a lot of people, when they're hungry, it's even that much more harder to say no to the bad foods. But if you have food already prepped and you're consistently feeding yourself all day, it's not as bad, like your cravings and stuff like that. So definitely recommend cooking in bulk, sticking to basics that you guys like. There's no right or wrongs when it comes to food. It's really just finding what works for you. So what works for me is cooking in bulk, and my favorites are, honestly, I don't really care for chicken, but my favorite is like flank steak. So I'll eat flank steak like once a night or once every other night. I try not to eat red meat that much. Chicken's like, I eat like 3 to 4 times a day, as well as like turkey. And then my eggs are right in the morning. So I keep it pretty simple. I'm gonna put some of the Santa Monica stuff in here. And as far as my sodium intake, you guys, I'm not shy with any of this because I don't cut out sodium like at all. Unless I'm like the week before a show, I want to put my sodium, my water intake and stuff like that. That's a little bit different, and it's a lot more complicated on the competitive level. But as far as sodium intake, you guys should definitely be having a good amount of sodium. You remember that sodium actually pumps water into your muscle cells, allowing them to stretch, allowing them to grow. So it's really good like when you're working out and stuff like that. So make sure that you guys get your sodium in. Do not completely cut it. I did the mistake of doing that when my coach had told me back in the day when I knew nothing. I completely cut out sodium and I was always flat. I couldn't get pumps or anything. So make sure you guys are keeping your sodium. Remember this that I got at Costco. Like I said, I get all my stuff at Costco because in the end, if you're buying in bulk, you're eating in bulk, mainly the same things. It's the best way to save money because you're gonna get things more cheaper when it's in bulk. So I'm gonna put a couple of these in the stove, and then I'm also gonna make some red potatoes. Now I put the bake at about 400. And then I put it on bake and I wait till this gets hot, and I'm gonna place all the yams right here. Almost forgot, I do put minced garlic. I put about 1 scoop. Put about a half a scoop in the steak. So once the steak is done, I cooked it for about 15 minutes. And I'm actually having a little bit by myself. And I threw some salmon, like some leftover salmon that I had. And so I'm gonna cook these for 5 minutes on each side. That's like the trick to cooking salmon. 5 minutes on each side, that's it. I also cut this up with the scissors. That's how you can see it kind of looks rigid. Normally I get them already pre-cut, but ended up getting an entire slab, so it's harder to cut them up, so that's why they don't look all perfect. And then we got our chicken cooking here still. Oh, there goes my camera. Also, I am going to mix it up with a little bit of red potatoes. I'm gonna put some tin foil on here and I'm gonna lay it down and bake it in the oven. And I'm also going to stir fry some bell peppers and some onions for the vegetables. I will be putting in a little bit of coconut oil with my potatoes, and then I'll be putting garlic salt. Really put a scoop about this big. You want to be careful you don't use a lot of this because remember coconut oil has a lot of fats in it, but for me, I kind of neglect my fats, so this is why I put it in here, because I'm not good at eating my fats. So just be careful and make sure you don't put a lot. Then I'm gonna put some garlic salt. This is always how I make my red potatoes. I think I've done this like in other videos as well. That I'm not shy with my garlic salt. So now I have the bell peppers and onions cooking, and I normally set all of my stuff in Tupperware and I let it cool down, and then I'll top them with my lids. Potatoes is normally the last thing that's ready, so I have red potatoes on the top, and then I have my yams on the bottom. So those will probably take about, I would say like another, I just put these in, and these have been in for like 15 minutes, so I would say those would take about another 30 minutes. Took these out, they look so good. Yum yum, super hot, so I want to eat it, but I can't. I gotta let them cool off. And then my yams normally take the longest out of everything. But, they do feel like they are making progress. They've literally been in there for so long. Honestly, how I normally cook my yams, it's not the lazy way, but it takes like almost an hour sometimes to cook yams, so I'll put them in the microwave, and that's just how I do it, and they get really soft really quick. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I am just laying on the couch, just being freaking sick, and it sucks. But what I'm gonna do with these is I'm gonna unpeel them once they cool down. I'll unpeel them. I'll take all the skin off them, and then I put them in a bowl, and then I smash them, and then I put cinnamon in them, and that's how I eat my yams. So I got carbs, protein, and veggies. Normally I cook within those three categories, and I do like, I call them like protein bowls, because I just throw it all together and I'll put some hot sauce in there, and then it'll be a perfect balanced meal. What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's workout. Today I actually just decided to do some arms and some core because I was feeling under the weather and I wasn't feeling at my best, so I definitely still went in the gym and I got a good workout in. I am starting off with seated dumbbell curls and a little twist at the top just to change it up a little bit. Like I said, I never go in the gym and I never have a written workout. I just go in there and work out what I feel. Always slow and controlled. I never just throw up weights and throw them back down. Definitely mind muscle connection here. And also, I hope you guys enjoyed that meal prep. I know it was a little bit lengthy, but I have gotten a lot of requests. You guys want to see how I prep my food. I always feel like it's the same thing over and over. But I mean, you guys like to see how I prep. So I did give you guys a few pointers for beginners, and I showed you guys how I cook in bulk. So I hope that helped you guys. Now I'm doing supersets today, so I'm going into a rope pull down here. And you can see my elbows are pointed out. They're not kept by my side. So this is just a different way to really engage that tricep. Because my triceps are honestly, I feel like they're a weakness on my body. So I really try to, do what works best for me. This way that I'm pointing my elbows out might not necessarily work for everybody, even if you have injuries or anything like that. So just make sure when you're doing this movement, make sure that you do what works for you. And I'm going into your basic crunch on a stability ball. I honestly have always got so many questions about my abs and what do I do for my abs. Honestly, when I stick to the basics with abs, I always feel it the most, and that's honestly how I work out my abs most of the time. Sometimes I'll do weighted and sometimes not. But I am basically just doing biceps, triceps, and abs, and I'm doing a giant set here. So the difference between a superset and a giant set is if you do any more than 2 exercises in a row without any rest. So the second set of giant sets I'm doing, is a seated curl. This is it's an isolation move. And I am downstairs at my home gym, my apartment gym, so I really just work with what I have there. And this is a great machine, definitely for bicep curls. And it's not one that I often use in the gym, so it's nice to switch it up sometimes. Honestly, I am not really counting the reps here. I am just filling the muscle, getting a pump in there because I haven't been in the gym in a couple days, and making sure that I get my workout in. Often I do drop sets, so like I said, it's all depending on how I feel. So I felt like I wanted to burn it out and, like I said, get a pump. So I am doing a drop set here. I normally try to do drop sets. Supersets and drop sets is what I'm really seem to be going towards right now. So this is a tricep extension on machine. Normally I do this overhead skull crushers on a flat bench, but this is a different way of doing them on a machine. And this is what they have in my apartment gym. So sometimes you just gotta work with what you got. I am leaving my videos at the rate that at the pace that I'm going, meaning I'm not speeding them up. So let me know if you guys want me to speed these up, because sometimes I feel like they're really long, but I have gotten a lot of requests on not to speed up my workout so that you guys could see the pace that I'm going at. And honestly, if you guys are trying to learn, I feel it's the best way to watch somebody actually working out the pace that they actually work out at. So here I'm doing another drop set. Drop set means you go to where you're burned out on your first set and then you drop the weight and you just burn it out on the second set. Sometimes I'll do 2 drop sets. So even after this, sometimes I'll go into another drop set with lighter weight. It's all depending on how I'm feeling. And today, even though I'm sick, I'm actually feeling pretty good. Okay, Jess, 100 reps. Looks like I did on those tricep extensions. So this is one of my favorite ab workouts, is a rope pull down. Sometimes even still, I've done this movement for years, but I sometimes have to really feel what I'm doing. So you guys can see at first I was going all the way up, and then the proper way to do this is not to sit back. It's just to move your core. Really focus on your core when you're working out your abs. A lot of people will use, I could easily be using my back, my arms, like to do this movement, but I solely focus on my abs. It's super important for muscle-mind connection, especially when you're doing abs. I feel like that's one of the most important body parts to really focus that mind-muscle connection. So like I said, I'm doing giant sets. So here I am into my next giant set. And that was not enough weight because I am the Incredible Hulk, obviously. I feel like I get way too serious when I do these voiceovers. So I need to crack a joke here and there. You know what I'm saying? So this is a cable rope bicep curl. So you guys can see I'm leaning back a little bit more to really get the stretch. You can stand right on top of it too and go up and down, but this is just a very small variation of this. It's nothing major. It's just, sometimes that little bending back and getting more of the stretch will help really pump the blood into those muscles. So this is definitely one of my favorite bicep movements for sure. And I'm going to go straight into a cable rope tricep extension overhead. And you want to make sure that when you do these, you're keeping your elbows in. You're not letting the weight control you back. You're controlling it up and down the entire time. You want that tension to be there all the time. And these really, really get the back of your triceps. So I'm showing you guys, like I said, I'm not cutting out any clips on some of them because I want to show you guys how fast I go into the workouts. I don't take any time or anything. I literally just go right into the next exercise when I do giant sets. So I believe I am finishing up my workout now, and I am doing hanging leg raises. So you're not supposed to swing, but I definitely have not done these in a while, and so I apologize for the swinging back and forth. But I hope you guys enjoyed this voiceover. And if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate all of you guys, and I love you guys so much. I do everything I do for you guys, so just let me know what you guys want to see in the comments below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Love you guys.